Coton Sport of Garoua take a giant soccer step into the semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup, beating Giraffe FC of Senegal 1-0 today at the Rumdiaja Stadium in Garoua for the first leg game. The official theme song and mascot of the 33rd edition of the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon has been unveiled and sent to CAF for further confirmation. You will hear and see them in this newscast. And did you know that the use of military material, gadgets and insignia by persons not of the corps is punishable? The law and sanctions of defaulters in this newscast. 16th of May 2021. Good evening and welcome to the 7:30 News. I'm Benin Bumagana in Yaoundé.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
We open this newscast with good news from Garoua, where Coton Sport of Garoua beat Senegal's Giraffe FC 1-0 this afternoon in the first leg semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup. Coton Sport's attacker Lambert Kmer Arena scored the lone goal to give Coton Sport a privileged position in the return leg in Senegal. Highlights of the match in Garoua with you, Daniele Conde.
Visiting Senegalese side Giraffe were hard to break. It was Lambert Arena Kmer, who's involved in 5 CAF Confederations Cup games this season, bailed Coton out 1-0. The game got off with a Coton surge, Hassana Mahmoudou knocking the goal post. Giraffe's physical play reached its peak on 37 minutes, with defender Sheikh Oumar Kone taking a second yellow card and got sent off. Upon the break, Etabawak found Felix Ekine, whose shot was confidently put out by keeper Pape Seydou Ndiaye. Panicky moments for Coton as Jean-Remy Bokande headed inches away from the goal. 3 minutes later, the 32-year-old missed punishing Coton again as his rolled ball met the steel of defender Etame Ngombe. Coton responded with a Thierry Twente header on 66 minutes, but Ndiaye proved defiant. On 70 minutes, the Senegalese seemed to have found a way in, but Coton's defense was too sticky to concede. Coton finally got the answer on 88 minutes when Hassana linked up Ngeme. The 22-year-old's tap-in is his 5th goal in the competition that takes them to the second leg in Senegal on May 23.
Official mascot of the 2021 AFCON has been unveiled and it is called Mola. The selected piece is the brainwork of young Felix Fonkoa. The anthem of the AFCON also selected is titled Feu de Tout by a group of Cameroonians known as Collective Smile. The anthem of the mascot and the anthem of the AFCON and the mascot were all presented yesterday. Board Misama now presents the mascot and the anthem.
A song sung by a group of Cameroonians aims at showcasing the country as football-loving On Feu de Foot by Collective Africa Smile is the official anthem of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations.
In Cameroon, everybody is a player, everybody is a coach, everybody is a president, everybody is a referee. You are a referee at home, you are a referee in the stadium, you are a referee in the home, you are a referee in the bar. So that means on the foot.
They had a score of 86.31 on 100 with 862 votes online to be selected as the best. And here comes the official mascot of the Africa Cup of Nations in the form of a lion.
It is a way to put forward the the diversity of Cameroonian culture and to show that we all together we can propose something, we can live together.
The mascot has stars on it and it is called Mola, accepted by many as the mascot and anthem are forwarded to the Confederation of African Football for eventual validation.
So let's get into our national page on our special page on National Day. Cameroon's 49th edition of the National Day is just around the corner, a day that gives the opportunity to Cameroonians to reflect on issues of national unity, integration and social cohesion. Debates on celebrating unity, performing unity are taking stage on television and other programs. On CRTV Press Hour this Sunday, the topic for reflection was National Day, how can we heal the wounds? Constantine Bomb followed the program and brought this report for us.
In preparing towards the day, Press Hour on CRTV this Sunday focused on the wounds that have to be healed as the country continue to drive towards national unity, integration and social cohesion.
Inclusive dialogue with clear talking points on the crisis situation in the country should be able to get us out. There should be no pretense, no dichotomy between the policies and the practice. I think one of the things which is not causing the wound to be healed is we have a lot of theories. We don't talk the practice on the ground.
Everybody wants peace to return to the northwest, southwest and far north regions. Views on these Sunday's Press are highlighted that peace needs permanent construction, accompanied with permanent concrete actions. If this is respected, the nation can successfully heal its wounds.
The seriousness of the wounds, you see, calls for some deep reflection and the political way.
Calling each and everyone on board to be able to, see in what way he or she can be. If you're a medical doctor, come in and probably see how you can be able to heal the wounds of, COVID-19. If you're a teacher, come in, get on board.
Healing the wounds will enable Cameroonians better enjoy the country's diversity as one people, one nation, one future.
The 1961 plebiscite organized by the United Nations and the 1972 referendum are two major events which have shaped the history of Cameroon. One of the persons who lived both events and played an active role in their occurrence is Peter Esoka. Charles Ebune had a chat with him and edited the following for the news.
Today, the chairman of the National Communication Council, Peter Esoka, is one of the authentic eyewitnesses of Cameroon's cross-century impacting occurrences. How did you live the reunification in particular?
I was in secondary school.
Did you vote?
Did I vote?
Yes.
Yes, I did. And I was even a return officer.
A return officer.
And I went to Bai Estate.
10 years later, after serving as a returning officer of the 1961 plebiscite, he double-voiced the president's message for the advent of the unitary state.
I was given a call that came from the presidency and said, the president is going to speak to the National Assembly on this referendum business. I said, and you have been asked to come over and you present the president's message in English. And this was on the 6th of May, 1972.
The former student of the second oldest secondary school in the country, the Cameroon Protestant College, Bali today, Peter Esoka, plus 70 years old, is simply a library of Cameroon history.
And as we talk about national unity, let's revisit the composition of the Cameroon national anthem, O Cameroon, Cradle of Our Forefathers. It was composed in 1920 by René Jama Fame with Samuel Minkyo Bamba in Fulasi in the South region. The English version was composed by Bernard Fondon in 1961. For more, here is Clarence Azay.
This is Fulasi, a small locality on the outskirts of Saint-Lima, birthplace of Cameroon's national anthem. Back in 1928, two student teachers, René Jamafan and Samuel Bamba, wrote the patriotic words which would later be adopted in 1957 as the country's rallying song.
It was around 1927-1928.
Their teacher, Kamer, asked them to come up with a song which demonstrates one's love for his country. While marking the script, Kamer observed that René Jamafan's text was the best. Samuel Minkyo Bamba was then asked to transform it into music.
The lyrics and melody would later be upgraded and harmonized to magnify the fatherland.
Mon père était un homme qui avait.
My father was full of love for Cameroon. This love gave birth to the wordings of the anthem.
L'amour fait jaillir des vers.
O Cameroon, thou cradle of our fathers, resounds and reminds Cameroonians of the need to keep striving for the good of their promised land.
The national anthem is the expression of our unity first. It is also a mobilizing message for us to consider ourselves as one nation, people who are united by the vision, by the destiny, by the common will to build a common nation and live together.
Had to talk about the national anthem without mentioning the late Professor Bernard Fonlon, who translated it into the English language. Many communities today tend to translate the national anthem in various mother tongues to express their patriotism and love for fatherland.
The Ngaoundéré City Council under Mayor Bobo Sali has for the past months focused on several infrastructural projects. This involves the construction of bridges, widening of roads and improving of the lighting system. Elise Wajibanmi also reports on the work of the president of the regional council, Dr. Mohamedou Dewa. Let's follow his report.
Mayor Bobo Saliu of the Ngaoundéré City Council believes the development of road infrastructure can act as a catalyst for prosperity in every city. This explains why for the past months he has invested much in infrastructural development across the town of Ngaoundéré. We have embarked on several projects like the creation and widening of roads, building of improved curbs and gutters, as well as sidewalks. We have also constructed bridges and improved on the lighting systems in some areas of the town. These palpable results of the decentralization process implemented by the City Council are further enhanced by the setting up of the Regional Council. Its president says after 100 days in office, he has a mastery of the people's needs.
We are trying to do our best. I think we have a building capacity. We are going to do something for the population.
As the struggle to give the population of the Adamawa a better living condition continues, both actors of the decentralization process maintain that they still have much to offer and will need the total support of the government.
Now, the use of military gadgets, insignia and other material by non-defense and security staff is on the rise in the country, and this in total disregard of the criminal consequences. The minister delegate at the presidency of the Republic in charge of defense, Joseph Beti Asomo, has put on guard those who illegally use this military material. Kilian Default tells us more.
The military is a core of sovereignty and its materials are sacred and reserved for the defense and security of the state.
When you have the uniform, you have what we call camouflage, the belt. I don't want to talk about the guns, that is absolutely forbidden. So meetings, the army can give the gadgets to people. I think that those articles are not concerned with these dispositions.
Some people use the material as a matter of pride. Others have access through relations. Some others steal. Whatever the case, the sanctions are heavy.
You can be in jail 3 months to 2 years, and you amount to, I think that is 50,000 to 200,000.
The situation is aggravated when lethal material is concerned.
This sanction can be increased in some cases. Because if this uniform that you have given is serving a cause of insurrections, you are bad. Because you have the Article 107, talking about this insurrection and the activities of insurrections.
Through affiliation or other means, possession or use of military gadgets, worst of all, arms, is forbidden, with heavy sanctions awaiting defaulters.
Well, he who has an ear, let him hear what that Killian is saying. The executive coordinator of the association Save the Nature Plea and Flame of Love of Justice and Peace, Honorable Dr. Barrister Fotso Chebukamen Foting, has handed over didactic material to the Rosie and Marina Primary School in Yaoundé with ICT equipment. This comes after our special pitch on national unity. Victor Siga reports.
Joy overwhelming the people and staff of the Rosie and Marina Private Bilingual Primary School as they receive Honorable Dr. Foto Chebu Kandem Fotin and her delegation. They came to put smile on the faces of these children with 4 desktop computers and a printer to boost the learning of technology in the school.
Supervising young people, training them, is sovereign mission of the state. Our children are the future for tomorrow.
The colorful event was also an occasion for the kids to demonstrate their know-how in other domains like the martial arts, a sign of recognition for the gesture.
It's a way for us to encourage them to enter in the numeric world, and it's an opportunity for them to learn it now that they are still down.
My feeling is good. Those computer is a good action of the data. Thank you for those computers.
The initiative, which is in the first phase, will continue to other secondary and nursery schools in the months ahead.
Southwest region is in collaboration with an NGO known as Inades have organized a free mass marriage ceremony to enable 11 willing couples to legalize their union. These couples are mostly internally displaced persons from the socio-political crises that have affected the region. Civil Banta reports from Bamenda.
Their joy overflows, a display of relief. These couples say they are elated to finally legalize their union after years of concubinage and interruptions of their marriage process due to the socio-political crisis.
My husband was working at Bafut. The crisis took us out from Bafut, but it did not take us out of love.
I've been with her close to 17 years. This year is the best time. We should tell the whole world we are out of it. Despite the fact that there is no peace, we have to bring in peace. We have to have hope.
9 other couples, mostly of Bafut origin, were also joined into marriage by the mayor, who saw it as a sign of things getting back to normalcy in the council area.
3 years back, one could not even temper, even to come up with a date, even thinking that you need to get married in Bafut. It was a nightmare.
Mayor Lawrence Ngwakongo has urged the couples to preach peace in their homes and across the different communities.
Despite our efforts, COVID-19 plunged many families into mourning and seriously hampered the functioning of our economy and society.
Health personnel are reminding Cameroonians, especially those who have received their first doses of the vaccines against COVID-19, to ensure that they get the second dose. Baldwin Sama questioned his guest, Dr. Andrew John, on the importance of the second dose of the vaccine. They are at the Public Health Emergency Center. Hello, Baldwin.
Good evening to you, Benin Bumagana. Tonight we talk about the importance of the second dose of the vaccines, and with our guest tonight, Dr. Andreas Njo. He's the Deputy Permanent Secretary of the National Immunization Program. Good evening to you, Doctor.
Good evening.
Explain to us what's the importance of the second dose of the vaccine.
Yes, of course. After the first dose of vaccine,
there is need to boost up the immunity. And that is where the second dose comes in, because the first dose stimulates the immune system, and the second dose makes it to be even more effective to fight against COVID-19.
So are there all the vaccines that require second doses?
No. For some, no. For instance, Cameroon is using Sinopharm and AstraZeneca at the moment. Those ones need a first and a second dose. But for other vaccines, maybe Johnson & Johnson, we might need just one dose. But that notwithstanding, much research is being done to know the number of doses eventually that will be needed to fully protect us from COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Dr. Andreas Njor, for all those explanations. You need at least a second dose for either the AstraZeneca or the Sinopharm, the vaccines that are available in Cameroon so far. So if you've taken the first dose already, make sure you have the second dose, because it is very, very important as far as immunity vis-a-vis the coronavirus is concerned. Back to you, Benin Bumagana.
And thank you very much, Baldwin Samaf and Kamer. Please come with me. Let's go back to Bafut, that is in the northwest region. This time we're not talking about collective or many marriages. This time we're talking about the fight against urban disorder. And it's still Civil Banta to tell us the story.
The road construction project, which connects Bambui to the university area in Bambili, was launched about a year ago. The uncompleted road has been dusty in the dry season and now muddy in the rainy season. Trucks and caterpillars of the construction company have been spotted parked along the roadside. The mayor of Tuba municipality now says the current problem is with the business persons in the area.
Every place was occupied with ports, everything was occupied with containers for soyas and everything. So we just yesterday, Monday that was cleared, and I believe that in a week or two, much of it will be done.
Business persons have requested that more sheds be constructed in the market to facilitate their relocation.
If there are shops here, that available shops that they can say, no, you go to this shop, normally it will be something nice.
Mayor Martin Tanjong has promised to construct more sheds at the nearby market to ease the relocation process.
And the National Gendarmerie Road Safety Team was on the Yaoundé-Balmayo-Ebolova axis to sensitize sanctioned recalcitrant road users. The team was also sensitizing road users on barrier measures against COVID-19. Chilianda and Tifon again.
Disrespect for speed limits is a primary cause of road accidents, filmed by the radar. The driver of this car aggravated his situation by refusing to halt at the control post. His penalty is doubled to 50,000 CFA francs.
Fortunately for us, we have means to track them and to bring them back here to come and pay what is due for their offenses.
With no exceptions, all driving schools teach the respect of the highway code.
We invite all the drivers to respect the prescriptions on our roads.
Yaoundé-Balmayo-Ebolova National Road number 2 this weekend. COVID-19 is on focus.
This particular week also, we intend to make them to respect the barrier measure prescribed by the government to fight against COVID-19.
COVID-19 is a common enemy, and the National Gendarmerie is out to protect the citizens, in addition to the National Road Safety Campaign.
Reverend Mrs. Uso Theresia Benze has been officially presented to the Christians of PCC Simeyong as the associate pastor. The induction and institution ceremony took place this Sunday, presided over by Reverend Polycarp Njengai, the Presbyterial Secretary for Mongo East. More with Constantine Baum in the following report.
I promise God being my helper.
Through this induction ceremony, Reverend Mrs. Uzo Theresia commits herself as the Associate Parish Pastor of PCC Simeyong Yaoundé, a ceremony presided over by the PCC Secretary for East Mongo North, Reverend Polycarp Njengai, on his maiden visit to PCC Simeyong. In his sermon, he described the Associate Pastor as an asset to the Presbyterian Church, a great preacher and a blessing to the Christians of Simeyong.
This service is very, very special to us, because we have come to introduce her, tell the Christians to continue cooperating so that she can be able, and they together can be able, to raise the name of Jesus Christ higher and higher.
Reverend Mrs. Uzo Theresia happens to be the first female pastor in Simeon, and she is grateful for God's mercy granted upon her as a servant.
The people have come to discover the pastor for themselves, and we can relate well. I have one mission. I am here to defend my father's kingdom and nothing more. I pray that people will not see me. Nobody will know me, but they will get to know the one I've come to represent.
The associate pastor has served in many congregations in the Northwest and West regions. Her last assignment was in the West region in Bafoussam. She was last year as well appointed as PCC Pioneer Peace Project Manager for the Center, Southeast and Grand North.
This time, the Bishop of Obala Diocese of the Catholic Church, His Lordship Leopold Bayemi Majes Sostin, has dedicated the church house of the Catholic Church Evudula with a new roof. During the service, the bishop encouraged Christians to participate in the projects of the church. Zach Bateakbo reports.
The blessing of the roof of the Catholic Church of Evodola took place this Sunday, May 16, 2021, with the presence of His Lordship Leopold Bayemi on his pastoral visit to the Catholic parish of Evodola.
The first message is a word of thanks for the work that has been done here. The roof was removed by the rain, and another church was built, but also a call for fidelity to the teaching of Christ, unity as Christ is praying, and truth.
Christians were encouraged to be faithful to God.
My contribution is like every person who like the country. With the pandemic coronavirus, the church, they have a lot of problems to improve the condition of the church. And today, I'm the guy of this village, and I have to help the church to be better.
The bishop called on the Christians to have a praying attitude in order to please God.
And to go, the late Owona Afubu Victorine, working with the Corporate Communication Department of the Cameroon Radio Television CRTV, has been laid to rest in her native Nyemnyong village in Mengeme subdivision in the Nyong and So division. That story is told to us by Victor Siga.
In this coffin, plunged into the sleep of death, is Owona Afubu Victorine Jasmine, sparkling with life on these photos. Before her demise, she was on duty at the Corporate Communication Department of the Cameroon Radio Television. She quits the scene at 28 after 3 years of service since her recruitment in 2018. A heartbreaking separation for her nuclear family, friends and colleagues who describe her as a model who marked the Corporate Communication Department in terms of human relations. At the time of the final farewells, testimonies as well as the burial mass rekindled the bruised heart, calling on everyone to take her demise as a life's lesson. Owona Afubu Victorine Jasmine, like all the dead, is hidden from the eyes, but remains present in the heart of the loved ones.
May our soul rest in perfect peace. And it is here that we come to the end of
you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and curb the spread of the virus.
Maman Chouba, tu sais que tu as ma personne, je t'offre 2 au prix d'1.
Tu me gâtes là. Ma femme m'a demandé une pastèque à la maison. Waouh, 2 pastèques à ce. Vraiment? Chérie, tu es content de cette année. Doublement heureux.
1 c'est bien, le double c'est bêta. Renouvelez votre forfait au dièse 111 étoile 0 dièse avant son expiration et recevez le double.
Orange.
Aujourd'hui c'est vendredi, jour de